Are you tired of picking your hair off the floor or your Kambali Bai telling you that Didi, there's so much hair on the floor? Well, yes, it's normal to lose about 50 to 100 hair in a day. But if you're losing a little more than that, then yes, the trigger could be stress. Hi, I'm Dr. Natasha, a board certified dermatologist and hair restoration surgeon, and I'm here to discuss with you today's stress related hair fall. Is it permanent, and what can you do about it? Now, we all know how our day to day lifestyle can be really stressful. Long work hours, constant weather change, whether it's humid or really hot as well, and of course, irregular sleep patterns, inadequate diet, and all this builds up stress in our body. Now, various studies have shown that both emotional and physical stress plays a role in hair fall and triggers something known as telogen effluvium. So let's understand the basics of hair first and understand what the hair is going through when it's present on us. Now, we have about 1 lakh hair follicles or hair roots on our scalp during our lifetime. Each hair graft or each hair root gives out about 1 to 5 hair at a given time. Now, each root has a different hair growth cycle, and each root will be at a different part in the hair growth cycle. So what are these 4 stages of our hair growth cycle? Let's discuss this next. The hair growth cycle has 4 phases in it. The first one is known as anagen or the growth phase. This is when your hair grows and it lasts for about 3 to 7 years. The hair then enters the second phase, which is known as catagen, and in this phase the hair follicle or the hair root gradually starts shrinking and hair growth slows down. It then enters the third stage, which is known as telogen or resting phase, and later on it goes on to the exogenous phase, which is the hair shedding phase. Catagen, which is the second phase, lasts for about 2 weeks time, and telogen, which is the resting and the shedding phase, lasts for about 3 months. Now, what regulates this hair cycle? Stem cells, which are found in the hair root, is what is in charge of this hair cycle. And at any given time, a majority, that's about 70% of our hair, is in the growth phase or anagen phase. When this hair gets pushed onto the telogen or exogenous phase is when we start noticing hair fall. Now, during telogen effluvium, a stress stricture, whether it's emotional stress or whether it's physical stress, it pushes all the hair from the previous 2 cycles into your telogen, that is your resting and exogenous phase. And that's why we notice so much of hair shedding. Now, the triggers for your stress could be anything under the sky. It could be an irregular sleep pattern, infections, viral infections, any illnesses, popping too many medications or painkillers, not having a nutritious diet, stressing too much, sleepless nights. All of this can lead to stress in the body and cause hair fall. Now, as I mentioned earlier, there are a lot of studies that compare the relation of stress with hair fall, and today we're going to discuss one such study. Now, this study was performed by various researchers in Harvard and Cambridge. So I totally buy and I totally agree with what they've concluded in this study. So what these researchers did is they exposed mice to sound stressor triggers for a period of weeks to months. And what they noticed is that the levels of cortisone in these mice had increased. Now, as I mentioned earlier, that your stem cells are present in the hair root or your major bulk of the hair follicle. So what the study showed is that cortisone levels also increased in the stem cells which are present in your hair root. And what this triggered is it triggered all the anagen and the growth hair to move into the shedding phase, and that's why they noticed more amount of hair loss. So this study proved that yes, stressors can disrupt the normal cycle of hair growth and push all your healthy hair into the shedding phase. Another study also concluded the same thing, and it showed people who were under stress, what happened is their hair growth hormone reduced. There was a lot of inflammation, that means a lot of stress around the hair follicle, and of course all their hair was being pushed into the telogen phase as well. So after knowing all of this, we most certainly can ascertain and correlate that any type of stress, whether it's physical or emotional, can lead to hair shedding and thus telogen effluvium. Studies have also shown that this excessive hair shedding usually occurs about 3 months post the start of the stressor. So what can you do for telogen effluvium? First and the most important is reduce the stressors in your life. Make sure you're having a good sleep pattern and a day-to-day routine. Work out religiously, increase your metabolism, eat the rainbow, so eat foods of various different colors, take your supplements and nutrition, and do calming and de-stressing activities as well. Meditation, yoga, or any other activity. The bottom line is, don't be scared. The more you stress about it, you're going to have more hair fall, and it's just going to continue as a vicious cycle. If you're worried about your hair fall, you can of course go see a dermatologist about it and get your tests done. But remember that this hair shedding is not permanent. If you treat the trigger, remove the trigger, and take your vitamins and live a well-balanced and wholesome lifestyle, your hair fall is going to stop, and yes, you are going to see new hair growth.